Let it warm a little bit over you. Play a little bit. This see Miss Keita and friends too, man. Main man Porter checked in tonight. You see Chris Shaw. You already on there, Mo, sing the intro a little bit, man. Yes, tonight. Check me out, listen. Sunday morning, rain is falling. Just some covers and some skin. Clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. To fit the twist of more that I am in. But they just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. I would gladly hit the road, get up and go if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. That someday it would lead me back to you. That baby, all I need, love to see is all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Love is on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave. Fingers trace on every outline on you, yeah. Paint a picture with my hands. Back and forth we sway like wedges in a storm. Change the weather, still together when I'm in. That baby, all I need, all I need to see is all I see. All I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave. Hey, yeah.
Network Radio.
They said I could never talk good sports radio.
What you talking about, huh?
But I told them.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
So I found out.
It's a transmitter. It's a radio for speaking.
So I saw the light talking sports radio.
I have seen the light.
So I thought about starting Rev T Sports Revival.
By George, he's got it. By George, he's got it.
People are saying
you can see how you have progressed in the show, and I'll tell you what, man, it shows. I mean, it totally shows.
And our callers are saying this, right? And what you think about the Rev T Sports Revival?
No. The show seems really good. You seem like you have a lot of fun. This is why I called in, and you both know your sport. So it's always fun talking to people that know their sports. That's why I like to call in whenever I get a chance.
And after I introduce my guests, they say,
For that big intro, I don't know whether to make you my agent or have you call my mom.
our guests are saying this.
Your broadcast always edifies and y'all were inspirational. You're unselfish. You don't whitewash anything. You deal with the real problems and issues, whether they popular or unpopular.
And they saying, I'm sounding like this great legend that had a mouthpiece in the radio business.
Man, you talking sports over there like TV Green, man. That's what I like about Red T Sports Revival.
But most of all, this.
Hey, Fred, what you think about the Red T Sports Revival?
Hey, when you tell them Red T, if they ears ain't used to great talk radio, they need to adjust. Because at the end of the day, being different ain't being wrong. It's just being who you are. They scared to be who they are. They probably should be listening to your show anyway.
Why tweet about it when you could talk about it on the Rev T Sports Revival? Believe that, baby. March with me.
All the champions in the house, huh?
We gonna talk about this hate.
All right. Give me the freedom show.
So I want you to lay some
Give me the top now. One more time. Last time. Right now. Hey.
703-763-4979 is the number. Anytime you want to call in, talk a little bit of sports, the phone lines is open. If Sports Revival is where you can call and lay your burdens down by the riverside. I don't care about what you think or how you feel about a situation. If that's the way you feel, whether I agree or disagree with it, that's just the damn way you feel. I can't change it. I can't rearrange it. But here on the Mountaintop Network Radio is where the people's voices can be heard. 703-763-4979 is the number. Y'all want to get in a little bit of sports talk. I want to say good morning to some people, man. Big brother Gifford McLeod, I see you, G-Man, tuning in. Them Giants looking rough, champion. They looking real rough this year. But look, though, y'all, before I really get started in this party, I got to give a big round of applause and a big happy birthday to my man, 50 Grand, who heals souls, who touch souls. Listen here, who tell it to the high and who deliver you out of the cold. My man, Jesus. Happy birthday, Jesus. Yeah, y'all, yesterday it was Jesus' birthday. We celebrated Jesus' birthday, and I got to give a big shout out to the big J-E-S-U-S. Jesus. Yeah, all praises to the big man above. Yeah. And if anybody ever question why I play that little shout music before I start, because I always believe that I don't care what you're doing, talking sports, walking sports, rocking sports, whatever. It don't hurt nobody to get a man above a little praise time. You know what I'm talking about? It is a sports revival, ain't it? There you go. 703-763-4979 is the number. Man, good morning to Dion Dante Bracy. And I'm really sending a big good morning to big brother Dion Bracy, because, to be honest with y'all, I wasn't going to come on the air this morning. It's Christmas time or whatever. I was going to lay down my burdens by the riverside, and I wasn't going to talk no sports no more, really, for the rest of the year. But then I heard from a mountain on high, brother Dion Dante Bracy, he say, "Hey, Rev, I hope you going on air this morning, because the hate for Kirk Cousins is real." I heard brother Dion Dante Bracy say, he say, "Rev, and if you just got a few minutes, I need you to get on air and stop by and enlighten the people's minds about what it really is when it comes to the situation with the Washington Redskins and Kirk Cousins." I heard Dion Dante Bracy. I heard the call. And when I heard the call and I heard the humble cry, I said to myself, I'd be wrong if I didn't tell the truth. I'd be wrong if I didn't share the true gospel of the situation with Kirk Cousins. I was on Sports on the Hill podcast the other day after the game with Carol Porter and Robbie Gross. Robbie Gross is on vacation, and Carol Porter had a guest on his show, some dude named Big Hurt. Yeah, let's talk about Big Hurt. And what I heard from Big Hurt was some foolishness that Kirk Cousins was some money-hungry type. He want all the money quarterback, and he doesn't care about anybody else. He doesn't care about the Washington Redskins. All he want to do is give money. And then I heard the man come out and say, well, Kirk Cousins, daddy made some comments about Kirk Cousins' contract. And you know me, when I hear stuff like that, I'm going to call it bullshit. Just like what it is. And at the end of the day, you know, let's talk about this. And before I really get into my rhetoric, I want to send a big shout out and a good morning to my Aunt Patty Patricia Anacoya. I love you so much. I appreciate you for tuning in this morning. Big brother Darryl Long and Darren Long and the Long family, my hearts and condolences. They lost their Uncle Milton. And Milton, if you went to Woodrow Wilson Senior High School in the late 80s and the early 90s, you know milk was a big part of our everyday life at Wilson. So we just, our hearts and condolences go out to the Long family. That's Vernon Davis family, just to let y'all know there as well. And big brother Don Gotti Nash, good morning to you. And Fritz Foxwell, we see you tuning in. We appreciate you so much. Good morning to big brother Jonathan Smith. We see Big Vernon Dog. What's up, V? What's going on, Chan? Big brother and a friend, and then a player from the Himalayas, big brother Blake Keller, he in the house. Always a pleasure, big brother, to have you tuning in. And then we see you, Antonique Michelle Rawlins. Good morning to you, mama. We appreciate you tuning in. And then there you go right there, William Bay Billy Hampton. Good morning, Chan. And Diana Lewis, always a pleasure to have you tuning in, y'all. But let's get funky like a monkey with this thing with Kirk Cousins. Now, if you look over the last 3 years, and if you look over what's happening with the Washington Redskins, Kirk Cousins has thrown for over 25 touchdowns over the last 3 years, and less than an average of only 12 interceptions, if that. And when you look at this thing and you look at this scenario about the Washington Redskins, you talking about a quarterback that has started longer than Mark Ripken has now when it comes to the Redskin organization. So I heard this dude Big Hurt say, "Oh, Kirk Cousins greedy, Kirk Cousins money," and the first thing is first. Kirk Cousins' daddy ain't said too much of nothing about that man's contract at all, period. Why? Well, because Kirk Cousins' daddy been fighting some health issues right now over the last couple of years. And I really know he ain't say nothing too much of tight. I recall maybe about a year and a half ago when before they put the first franchise tag on him, he might have said something, but it wasn't like, "Oh, they better pay my son," or blah, blah, blah. No. He wasn't doing the Archie Manning. He wasn't doing the Robert, the Griffin, the second type diggity bop shebang. So one, to say that man daddy in the flow about this thing, that's one thing people need to stop. The second thing people need to stop is to say Kirk Cousins is doing it for the money. See, I got a problem with that. And why I got a problem with that is because if you on your job and you've been working hard, doing everything that your job has been asking you to do, not that your job is worried about what Ray is doing on one side of the mountain. Not that your job is worried about what this fool is doing on the other side of the mountain, but what you doing up in your office, what you doing to make the situation a whole lot better. When you go to work and they give you an evaluation, they don't evaluate you off of what the man to your left is doing. They don't evaluate you off of what the man to the right is doing or the man behind you. They evaluate you for what you doing in the job that you was hired to do. And what Kirk Cousins is asking for, what any of you will ask for, is that you be paid for what you are worth. And it's like if you go on a job interview and you start looking for a job, y'all come on and walk with me now. Because see, I see people trying to make this money thing an issue, then to talk about what this man has done for the Washington Redskins as a quarterback, the issue. You look at this scenario. You look at what's going on with the Washington Redskins, and you look at what's happening with Kirk Cousins. And you ask yourself, when you go into the office of your boss, or if you go out on an interview and you look up, okay, if I'm a manager of a corporation and the average manager in a corporation across the United States, and in Kirk Cousins' situation in the NFL is getting paid X amount of dollars, then why is this job, or in Kirk Cousins' situation, the Redskins, trying to offer me less than what the average is making? See, I know some of y'all don't wanna understand the circumstances, and some of y'all don't really want to talk about what it is, but you talking about a quarterback over the last 3-4 years been in the top 5 the top 10 in the quarterback ratings in the NFL. Win, lose, or draw. And that's been with less than players. That's been over the years with a defense that couldn't find his left from his right and couldn't stop nobody on third down. CBB before, you know, if you listen to episode 289 of the Sports Revival, I was speaking about who is the lamb. Who is the sacrificial lamb of all this? Good morning, big brother Corey McNair. We see you. The lovely Nikki Clark. Good morning, sweetheart. We see you tuning in. Who is the sacrificial lamb? And I said that after this game with the Denver Broncos, after that it could be the last game that Kirk Cousins played at FedEx Field as the Washington Redskins, I spoke about who was the lamb going to be when all of this started to blow up. And at the end of the day, even with a man that went out there and led a team, the victory on Sunday against the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL, yet it still is dissatisfied people with Kirk Cousins. And see, I always say this. Those people that are really downtrodden Kirk Cousins, those people who want to see Kirk Cousins fail, those people who want to see Kirk Cousins get the hell out of D.C., they are butthurt RG3 lover fans. See, you got to understand, it ain't coming out the locker room. Because, see, that yellow journalism that the wide receivers don't like Kirk Cousins. You see how quick and that went and came, right? Like a fart in the wind. It came out, it was in the air, and it dissipated. Let's talk about this. So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when it comes to Kirk Cousins, when we all get together and we sit down at the table and talk about Kirk Cousins, understand why we at this point in situation. I know we could sacrifice Bruce Allen. I know we could sacrifice Jay Gruden. But who they really need to sacrifice is Dan Snyder. Because if Dan Snyder really wanted Kirk Cousins here, he would have been came down from the mountain and said, sign him up for this burgundy and gold jubilee. What I want to do is I want to take a break. When we come back off of this break, though, y'all, I'm going to keep rolling with this. We sitting in live Mountain Top Network Radio, 703-763-4979 is the number you want to jump in. Put your burdens down there. Lay them down by the riverside, y'all. We be right back. Hey, man, I feel good on it. Do I feel good? Yeah, yeah, y'all freaking out. Look at y'all freaking out. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Freak out. You freak, say she. Freak out. Freak out. You freak, say she. Freak out.
All right, family, we are back at it. This is Crystal Adair with Motivational Minutes, because we stay in it to win it. Amen. Motivational speaker here and author. Go on Amazon.com and check out a copy of my book. It is called Therapy, a memoir, no dollar, by Crystal M. Adair. My life story, my testimony, and I promise that it will only bless your life. Family, I do not know who this message is for on today, but I do know that it is for somebody. I also know that I am preaching to myself in as much as I'm encouraging someone out there. Family, what I want to say to you on today is that a delay is not always a denial. A delay is not always a denial. Just because God is asking you to wait on something does not mean that God is necessarily telling you no. You see, in our human frame, it is so easy for us to become discouraged or depressed or frustrated when something or the process is not moving along as quickly as we feel that it should. But see, our timing is not God's timing. We may be saying, but God, I am ready now. I want it now. Why can't I have it now? And God is saying right back to you, not right now. You see, his answer is not always no. Sometimes he's just saying, not right now. Sometimes God needs to perfect something in you. He needs to get something right in you before he answers this prayer and gives you whatever this blessing may be. The other times, God may be saying, I have something better for you, but I need for you to hold on. I need for you to exercise some faith. I need for you to believe that I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. God is not always telling you no when you're waiting on a prayer to be answered. Sometimes he's simply just saying, not right now, or I have something better. But you gotta let God work that thing out in your favor, and you gotta let him work some things out in you so you can be truly ready to receive that glorious blessing. This is Crystal M. Adair with Motivational Minutes. I love you, family. Please make sure you go out and get a copy of my book, Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal M. Adair. It's right there on Amazon.com. And as always, a shout out to the awesome Mountaintop Network Radio, where the people's voice and these motivational minutes can be heard.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Y'all want to call in, talk a little sports with me this morning. We sitting there talking about the Redskins win over the Denver Broncos. And I mean, we could yada talk about stats and all that. Hell, the game was on Sunday, this Tuesday, y'all. And if you want to know about the stats, y'all know where to go look them up at. I'm not into reporting sports. I'm into talking about the sports. Right. So at the end of the day, when you look at this scenario with Kirk Cousins and you look at this thing with the Washington Redskins, the question you want to ask yourself is, where do we go from here? I want to say good morning to the lovely Kenyatta Keys. Good morning to you, mama. I appreciate you tuning in this morning. Supreme Knowledge for Nail, good morning, champ. Jerry Sutton say, preach, brother. You're right on point. Rev, until we get our own in front office on board with Kirk, it's not going to happen. He's out of here because they don't believe in him. Rev, when Bruce Allen was in front office, the Bucks, he wouldn't pay a quarterback top dollar. He feels that you can't carry over, pay a quarterback for sake of building this team. His salary cap mindset has hurt us dealing with Kirk. And I want to say something about that salary cap. if the Washington Redskins gave Kirk Cousins a contract, a 5-year contract, it would not hurt them as far as the salary cap. See, that's another thing that people putting out there into the atmosphere that's kind of putting this whole blackball thing on Kirk Cousins, that he greedy, he want the money. It's all about the money. And I keep saying this, and if you just heard before we went to break, and that was Crystal Adair with those motivational minutes, y'all make sure y'all go to Amazon.com and get a copy of that book, Therapy. I promise you, it will change your life. But the thing is with this yellow journalism that's coming out about Kirk Cousins, you got to watch this stuff here. See, you got to watch what's being put into the atmosphere because, see, at the end of the day, he really wouldn't hurt the salary cap. Oh, we can't sign Kirk Cousins because we need to sign this player and that player. It won't hurt the cap. That's bull. They got room to sign. They got money in the room to sign the Kirk Cousins. I just told y'all what the truth is right there. Dan Snyder got to come down. And if Dan Snyder don't come down off a mountain on high, then it's going to tell everybody that's a Washington Redskins fan how much Dan Snyder and the Washington Redskins organization, not the players, the organization give a damn about you, the people. Because what that's going to tell you in total is, listen here, I want your money. Oh, I want your money. Let me say it again. I want your money. That's all Dan Snyder is going to say to you. And let me tell y'all something else. It's going to be a 3 to 5 year deal before they get back to winning again. Because, see, let's not get masked by, oh, this quarterback, he coming out of college and he going to do this. Oh, this quarterback, he going to come out of college and he do this. Man, y'all done already seen, man. These quarterbacks that had so much promise when they was coming out of college last year in the draft, that a lot of y'all said, oh, the Redskins should have tried to make a push to get him like they did for RG3. Like some of y'all saying now, the Redskins need to try to make a push so they can get the number 1 draft pick now, so they get one of these quarterbacks. Well, go ask the Chicago Bears how Mr. Trubisky is working out for them. Well, let's go ask the Cleveland Browns how Mr. Kaiser working out for him. Don't nobody say Carson Wentz. That whole mess in Philadelphia, they had to rebuild the ship over that. But the thing about it is, Carson Wentz got a whole lot of talent around him. That's just in case one of y'all was going to mention that. You see the difference? They put talent around Carson Wentz. They got talent around the Drew Brees. They got talent around the Tom Brady. They got talent around the Ben Roethlisberger. They got talent around Blake Bortles as far as the defense. So at the end of the day, if Dan Snyder really loved the Redskins, if Dan Snyder really loved the Redskins fans, then Dan Snyder got to come down from the mountain on high and say, sign him up for the burgundy and gold jubilee. I'm talking about in the final minutes and in the final hours of that New York Giant game up there in New York, when the game is said for and is done, and the players then walked in the locker room. Dan Snyder need to be sitting in Kirk Cousins' stalls talking about, here you go. And if that doesn't happen, my revival lights, my revival lets my soldiers and soldiers rest. If that doesn't happen, then you might as well get ready to sign up to be on Gilligan's Island or a trip to Gilligan's Island, because it's going to be a 3-hour tour before we get there or even have a chance to get there. I don't want nobody to start talking this foolishness about Colt McCoy. Be careful what you wish for. What you gonna have if Kirk Cousins sail on by out of the Burgundy's Gold's locker room? What you gonna have is a defense that's up and coming with some veterans and some young boys that can actually play some football and have some promise. But what you'll find at the end of the rainbow is that they gonna have a good defense, but they ain't gonna have no quarterback to run the offense. And you'll find yourself in another 8-8 situation. You'll find yourself in another, we just trying to scratch the 500 mark. Or you're gonna find yourself picking that cotton in the draft. You know, Jerry Sutton say we need to ask Bruce Allen to let the scouting department do their job and let them go get these small schools to get football players instead of a big splash all time. Go sit at HBC schools and build your team from the bottom up. Man, exactly. I spoke about that a couple of episodes back, Jerry, about how they neglect these small colleges where it's diamonds in the rough. A player don't be leading the conference and leaving records for nothing in these little small conferences. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to ask yourself, you know, what they going to do with Kirk Cousins. And the thing is, do Kirk Cousins really want to stay? You talking about in 2015, he threw for 4,000 yards. In 2016, he damn near threw for 5,000 yards. He missed it by 80 yards. And here in 2017, he almost at 4,000 yards again. And you look at one thing that has stood out to me with Kirk Cousins over the last 3 years is that every year his quarterback rating has been in the top 5 when it comes to the Washington Redskins, when it comes to the NFL. So, you know, when you talk about this, and you talk about the Washington Redskins and what's happening, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, what do you want? What more do you want? A man still being compared to somebody that ain't even in the league no more. And I say it to be funny, but it's true. Can't even get a snap in the parking lot league as of right now. where do we go from here? Can somebody please tell me the upside of Kirk Cousins leaving the Washington Redskins? You know, it's a lot of teams that's going to come after him. Franchise tag, yada, yada, yada. I mean, they can put it all on, okay, yada, yada, so what? So what? You know, you look at the scenario with the Washington Redskins. Well, what's going to make it better? What's going to make a free agent say, I want to come play with the Washington Redskins? Let me tell you, to know that it's stability at the quarterback position. You know, a team can go out there and win with the defense all day long. We've seen that proven time and time again in this game of football. But a team also needs a quarterback to go out there to manage, to facilitate. And not every quarterback can go out there and do that. And then Kirk Cousins, I'm not trying to sell it to the people, but I honestly and truthfully believe that there's a bright side somewhere with Kirk Cousins. Look, we're going to take a break. When we come back off of this break, though, y'all, I want to talk a little bit more about this Washington Redskin team, man. What's going on? It's Kirk Cousins.
From Russell Apparel, where we specialize custom design t-shirts. Our shirts range from infants to adult 5X. We make shirts for groups, churches, organizations, and we will do personalized shirts of your favorite sports team. If you mention the Rev T Sports Revival or Mountaintop Network Radio, you would get a 10% discount off your first order. You can reach us on Facebook at Rucker Apparel. You can email us at ruckerapparel@gmail.com, or you can even give us a call at 202-577-5903.
Network Radio.
From Rucker Apparel.
This is Maurice Wood with Ghosted Real Estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Washington metropolitan area, give me a call, 240-356-3580. When you do, mention Mountaintop Network Radio and receive a free CMA on your current home. Once again, this is Maurice Wood with Ghosted Real Estate. Give me a call today, 240-356-3580. Real estate is a relationship business. Let's build one.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Crystal M. Adair on Mountaintop Network Radio, where the people's voice can be heard. I'm a motivational speaker and an author of the newly released Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal M. Adair. Go click on Amazon right now. Get your 5-star copy with great reviews. I promise you, it's a book that will change your life. Again, Crystal M. Adair with Mountaintop Network Radio. Tune in again for my motivational minutes.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
This is Stephen Askins, host of the Inside Blues. You can catch me Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. right here on Mountaintop Network Radio DMV. And we will break down the Thursday night game, talk about the Sunday games, give you injury and fantasy pointers. So tune in Sunday morning, 10 to 11 a.m. right here on Mountaintop Network Radio DMV.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
At the Real Rev T on Twitter. You can follow me, Tavon Fennell, on Facebook. Mountaintop Network Radio DMV. Y'all make sure y'all go get that link a like. Y'all can find us on iTunes, Mountaintop Network Radio. Yeah, we all over the place. Stitches, YouTube, wherever it might fit you, we there. And you can also go listen to and download the replays on Podbean. Just type in Rev T Sports Revival to pick up the content. But we was sitting there talking about Kirk Cousins, y'all. The shadiggity bop and the shadiggity bang. Our eyes all going down. And the thing is that Deion Dante Bray say the number one quarterback in the league against the blitz, no running back, no Jordan Reed, no great receiver, and still doesn't get the love. Exactly, Deion, and that's my whole thing. You're talking about a man that's playing with less than, and he's still delivering at a high rate. And I know some people say, well, it's just numbers. It's just numbers you talking about. It's just numbers. It's just numbers you talking about. Well, just imagine if he was delivering those passes to people that was going to make plays. Just imagine if he had a true running back that would take some of that pressure off of the defenses of oppositions, just focusing on what Kirk Cousins was going to do and respect the running game. Just imagine if he had a healthy Jordan Reed that could actually go out there and catch the damn football and be healthy enough to play in the game versus just to be healthy enough to run around in practice. Oh, and let's not forget, just imagine if he had a healthy O-line. Just imagine if he had a healthy Trent Williams. Just imagine if Kirk Cousins had all of these things. But hold on. Just imagine if Jay Gruden would call a more aggressive football game in the first quarter, in the third quarter, instead of trying to put it on in the last 3-4 minutes of the fourth quarter, or the last 2 minutes, or the last minute and 30 seconds of the second quarter. But we can blame Kirk Cousins, though. If that's what y'all want to do, if that's what y'all want to stand on, we can. Good morning, Denise Davis. We see you tuning in. Good morning, Elma Molina. Good morning, you and your family, the Molina family. Good people. I've known them since elementary, man. I appreciate them so much. Tawanda Bullock, we see you. Good morning to you, mama. Appreciate you tuning in. But at the end of the day, though, you better be careful what you ask for when it comes to this thing with Kirk Cousins. Because I like to know what free agent quarterback is out there. Good morning, Sean Fennell. We see you tuning in. But I want to know what quarterback is good enough for the Washington Redskins next year. And please don't start going to the colleges talking about this quarterback. They might can help us, but ain't no guaranteed on that. I want somebody that's guaranteed that you can say that can help the Washington Redskins out at the quarterback position. Don't throw me Colt McCoy, because Colt McCoy already showed you he can't stay healthy enough to play past 8 games for you. I like if somebody could tell me. I could wait. Because at the end of the day, when you look at this scenario for the Washington Redskins, who's going to lead the Redskins at the quarterback position? And another thing I want to throw out there to y'all, that's definite, and that's good, and that's true. It's being reported that the Cincinnati Bengals, we talked about this last week, that Marvin Lewis said this would be his last year after 17 seasons. That's a long damn time. He been the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. He was going to lay down by the riverside and seek other adventures in his football career. So from that now, the Cincinnati Bengals are looking for a replacement. And the word out in the street is the Cincinnati Bengals might come and get Jay Gruden. So another situation that the Washington Redskins might have laid out on the table. Who in the hell gonna be the coach? See how all of this trickling down right now? See how all this started to trick the domino effect. If somebody not wise enough and smart enough to see what's about to happen here in the DMV. I still believe in hearts of all hearts, despite all of this foolishness, despite the love he not getting from Dan Snyder, if they offer Kirk Cousins a fair contract, that man would stay. So, we going to sit back and see, y'all. Is he coming back? I don't know. We like to see him come back. Is he coming back, though? You got to ask yourself that question. You can talk about Kirk Cousins all you want. But at the end of the day, though, we got a chance for some hope. We got a chance for some redemption. And, you know, what are you going to, where are they going to go? What are they going to do? Good morning to Thomas Kearney. We see you, champ, brother, friend. See you so much. Patrick Durant, what's going on, champion? What's going on, Pat? And you try to figure out what's the best case scenario. Jay Gruden might leave. Kirk Cousins might leave. I had a vision. I know it sounds crazy. Hell, make Doug Williams the head coach. I don't think Doug would want to trade what he's doing to be a head coach right now. Or if you're going to go get a head coach, go look at New England and go pull the offensive coordinator that they got from Belichick and bring him down here. Because at the end of the day, though, real talk, y'all, Sean McVay is making the Washington Redskins and Jay Gruden look real stupid right now. I said it. Sean McVay of the Los Angeles Rams, the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, is making the Washington Redskins, Jay Gruden, Dan Snyder, look real stupid right about now. And maybe we start to really see, and maybe it's starting to really come to the table who the problem is right now when it comes to the Washington Redskins. Don't look at what it is. Don't look at the illusion for what it seems to be. Think about it. The same damn offense Sean McVay is running with the Los Angeles Rams is the same damn offense that he was running with the Washington Redskins. Well, from what I heard, some of his playbook. Well, from what I heard, Jay Gruden didn't let that man let all of his playbook out the fold. But now Jay Gruden is calling the plays for the Washington Redskins this year. I heard Sean McVay down there with the Rams running the ball like crazy. Yeah. Well, Washington Redskins, we rarely run the football. Washington Redskins, we ain't really got no quarterback, no running back to run the football. And like I said before, man, I appreciate Chris Thompson balling this year. But I told y'all at the beginning of the season, he's not a true number one running back. Too much injuries on his shoulders. Productive when he's healthy, but it's always an injury in your mind with him. I told y'all, Rob Kelly wouldn't be the answer because last year when he got the start, he couldn't even play through 8 games. He was had a lot of nagging injuries. And Samaje Perine, he got the Mac Jones in him. Mr. Fumbleitis. Y'all ran Mac Jones out of town. Oh, Samaje Perine, he'll be the answer. I had high hopes for Samaje Perine. He's still a work in progress. And I don't know how much of time we got to make him, to let him get that progress going. You got Jeremy Sprinkle on the team. Jordan Reed ain't been healthy. Man, let him and Vernon Davis do their thing. Niles Paul, I mean, yeah, you put Niles Paul in it. So at the end of the day, you look at this situation with the Washington Redskins, and you ask yourself, where do they go from here? What's next for the Washington Redskins? How are they going to get over the hump? Because I see a defense that's going to be a whole lot better next year and for years to come. But I got big question marks all around the offense, wondering about what's going to happen, what they going to do with them, how they going to make it over the hump. Is there hope for tomorrow? I'm going to stand on this. Dan Snyder got to come down. He got to come down and go talk to Kirk Cousins man to man. And until Dan Snyder's come down and talk to Kirk Cousins man to man, then it might be a possibility that Kirk Cousins will leave. But I always say this, though, and I'll stand on this. If Dan Snyder don't come down and get this thing done, then Bruce Allen and company got to offer Kirk Cousins a fair contract that's ranked for the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. And if they were smart, they'd try to give him the same deal that the Oakland Raiders gave Derek Carr. That would stop all of that right there. 5-year deal contract worth $100 million. Couple of years money guaranteed, 3 years guaranteed, and a whole lot of clauses in there where he could get that money. If he failed to reach them clauses, then he don't get that money. They save money. Kirk Cousins still make money. Everybody get money. Redskins can win. Man, we had a good show for the people today. I'll tell it to the hot. I'll tell it to the cold. You got to come to the Sports Revival to fill up your soul with all that good sports talk. I don't want no crime.